Okay, in this screencast, we're going to talk about actually writing your first blog entry and how we would go about doing that on the Globe site. So, assuming that you're logged in, I won't go through the pain of showing you the login screens anymore. We're going to go to the top navigation, go to this house link, and we're going to go to My Public Pages as we showed in the previous screencast. So once we're on My Public Pages, we can see all the information that we showed in the previous screencast. But this time we're going to hit the blog link. We're going to go to this blog link, and we'll see that I currently have no blogs, and I'm going to actually add a blog. So I'm going to click on the Add Blog entry. And here, the motivation behind blogging is to participate in a level of community journaling, if you will, where you can share your thoughts, ideas, anything that you think might actually be useful to other people that would be an expression of both either fact or opinion that probably isn't necessarily aimed at anyone per se, like a discussion might be. So the point here might be to add information about your, for example, data collection, thoughts about what's happening on a regular basis with some particular aspect of the projects you're working on. You can share ideas with others about things that you might want to get reactions from, or also just share with the community at large. These blog entries would be considered publicly visible, so there will be other people who could follow your blog and kind of see what you're talking about. And again, it's an interesting way to journal or to capture some ongoing ideas that you may have that you would like to share and or get feedback from the community, or just generally share out some information or interesting facts or opinions. So I'm going to click on the Add Blog entry, and I will get a page that allows me to enter a blog. So I'll go through this real quickly. One of the nice things is your blog can have a title, which is required. So I'll just put a real simple title here, my first blog. Now the nice thing is that I can actually choose when my blog entry is to appear. So this would be interesting if you're trying to feed content on a regular basis to your blog, and you can basically queue up 4 or 5 blog entries at once and then choose the time and date at which they will appear. So this is like post dating, if you will, so that at some point in the future the posts will automatically appear. So that's a very good technique for a regular opinion or update on something that you are that you sort of already know what the content of that is going to be. So I'm not going to put anything interesting, but I'm just going to say these are my thoughts on my first blog entry. Okay. And if you're an HTML guru, then you can enter use some of the HTML niceties. You can embed videos. You can add images if you have any. You can insert tables if you have a table of information that you'd like to type in. There's a lot of really nice features here that you can add. There is also a really nice feature that's paste from Word. So what this would mean is that if you had a Word document open, you could basically select the text in that Word document and just paste it directly in. A very nice feature indeed. So I can do other formatting issues. I can add bullets, numbers, etc., etc. And we may do an advanced blogging screencast so we can go over a few of these other features, but I won't go into detail on any of them right now. Down at the bottom, you're going to see a checkbox that is already selected to allow pingbacks. This just basically means that if folks link to your blog entry, that you can be notified that there was a link to your blog entry. Under categories, if you hit the select button, you'll see a number of categories that you can choose. These are optional, but if you find something that's interesting, or you can do a search for topics that may already exist, this might be a good way to put your blog entry into a category that other people can find and search for, that might narrow their searches down to things that they would only be interested in. On the tag section, if you find it valuable to use tags, you can put tags. It's always a good way both to keep a mental note about what the post is about, and to also alert other folks sort of about the idea behind the blog entry and what it's about. You can hit the suggestions button, and it'll give you something rather generic in this particular point in time, and just say blog entry. And if I selected blog entry, then it would just use that as a tag. Permissions. You can change the permissions. Typically speaking, if you want to actually get reactions from people on a blog post, you want to set this viewable by anyone. And you can restrict it to owner or power users, but the recommendation here would be to just leave it open to anyone. So if you're not exactly ready to finish publishing your blog, you can click the Save as Draft, and this will basically allow you to complete the blog. It basically just saves it locally so that you can actually complete the blog in a few moments later, and you'll see at the top where it says the draft was saved just a few moments ago. Once I'm ready, I will hit the Publish button, and the Publish button will then publish the blog to my blog page. And again, this is my publicly viewable page, and now I have a blog entry that shows my first blog, the contents of the blog, and if there were any comments, then it would show that there were a number of comments. And again, here, if you look, the blog entry tag is appearing here to indicate that the blog entry tag has been applied to this blog entry. So that pretty much concludes the blogging aspect, and we do encourage everyone to get familiar with the blogging. We will be having several assignments for utilizing the blogging features, and so get yourself in here, get familiar with what's going on, and start to really utilize this feature of the system. Oh, and on a final note, when I click back onto my profile page, you will notice that I now have member activity update, and this basically shows that today I wrote a blog entry. And so this way, if people are coming to your page and looking at your profile, they can see some of your recent activity. In this case, if I clicked on the My First Blog, I would come back to the page that showed me the blog entry and comments. So this is going to be a fun tool to utilize. Get familiar with it, and we'll be looking forward to all the fun blogging that people will be doing in the coming weeks.